Hi everyone, today's video is going to be a full face using only E.L.F.Cosmetics. So without any further ado, let's get started. I'm sorry if I have a tired face. This is the fourth video I'm doing today and I'm super tired. Okay, so let's start with, I'm going to do a, I don't know,
20 minutes later.
Let's start with the eyes because the palettes that I have are a little colorful, and just in case I get fallout, so I don't have to redo my face. So let's start with that. For my eyes, I'm going to be using these two palettes. These are our new palettes from E.L.F. One of them is the Retro Paradise, which is this one, and the JKissa palette that they came out with. I'm going to start with the Retro Paradise because I think I'm gonna go into a more colorful makeup look, but still keeping it very soft, like colorful but soft. And I'm going to put a little bit of the Camo Concealer as a base on my lids because since I'm a little tired, they have like a little dark color on them. So let's get rid of darkness. And I'm using that one because that one is a little bit more matte and it's great as a makeup, as an eyeshadow base. And I'm using the E.L.F. sponge today. Since we're using everything E.L.F., I wanted to give it a try. Perfect. And from this palette, I'm going to start with the shade. Let's start with the shade Sandy Bomb. I'm going to apply that in my crease to use it as a transition color. It has a beautiful pigment. I'm not gonna intensify it too much because I want to play with the colorful side of the palette. I just want to create a little depth into the crease area, but I'm gonna keep it like that. And with another brush, I'm going to take the shade Tropicana from the same palette, and I'm gonna do almost the same thing that I just did with the other shade, but I'm going to keep it lower, more towards the inner part of the crease. Very soft. I'm gonna do a simple, colorful eye today. I wanna keep it simple today. Even though I'm not using an eyeshadow primer, the shades are coming out very pigmented and they're looking very nice. And they work together very, very cute. Okay, using the same brush, I'm going to move to the JKissa palette. And I'm going to take the shade Sadie, or Sadie, which is the purple, the lightest purple matte. And I'm going to use it in the outer corners. With the same brush, I apply the other shade. I'm feeling like playing with purples today, so let's keep it purple. The JKissa palette, I have used it before and I love it because the pigmentation is great. The color scheme is amazing. I mean, it's a very well thought rainbow palette. And if you don't have a rainbow palette in your collection and maybe you can afford, you know, these expensive makeup brands, this one is a great option because the pigmentation is good and the colors are super nice. Okay, yeah, on the center of the lid, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to take from the JKissa palette, the color Confetti, and I'm going to apply it from the middle towards the outer part of the lid. I'm going to actually wet this so it shows better. Beautiful. It does have fallout, but I don't mind because I didn't do my face yet. Going to take a little bit more of the shade and wet it again and apply it, dabbing it into the lid. Super nice. I'm gonna do the same thing here. And then we take a little bit more and wet it again. When you wet the shadow, when it's a shimmer, it performs better and also lasts longer. So that's why this is a great technique. And you can wet it with water, you can use makeup like setting spray, and it will do the same thing. I'm going to take Sadie again, and I'm going to intensify this part here because on the inner part I want to use another shade. It's looking good. And on the inner corner, I want to take, let's see, yeah, I'm gonna take this shade called Disco on the Retro Paradise palette, and I'm going to apply it in the inner part so it meets with the other shade. This one is like a bluish purplish shade. You know what, I'm going to wet that one too, so I'm gonna take a little bit on the brush and wet it. Yes, look at this, beautiful. Look at this color, wow, it's beautiful. Let's do it again on the other side. Take the shade, wet it. I'm gonna apply the shade here. Whoa, when you wet it, it turns like more towards blue than purple. One more time and apply. Oof. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love it. I'm taking the shade Confetti just to make sure they mix together here in the middle. Do something here. I love this shade Disco. It looks so nice because it has like a bluish. I'm using my finger just to mix them well together, but it's like a bluish type of purple and it looks amazing together with this one. I want to intensify that purple here, so I'm taking the shade Sadie again and just intensify it a little bit just to make sure that it shows. And with this, I'm going to move to the base now. So I'm going to take with the sponge E.L.F. Flawless Finish Foundation, and I love this foundation because it's oil free and the finish is very natural. The shade Suede, and sometimes I mix it with Cashew because I'm a little bit more towards the yellow side of the undertones, and the shade Suede is a little bit more olive. So I mix these two together and it gives me like the perfect shade for me. And the sponge is very good. It's a very good sponge for foundation. It's very soft, very bouncy, and it applies the product very nice. I love this foundation, and it's very long lasting. I have used this foundation to work, to go to events, and it doesn't move. Like I sweat or whatever, and the foundation is there, stays in place. And a little bit goes a long way because I only use one pump of each shade, and I did my entire face perfectly. So I'm gonna be using now the concealer and it's the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I love this one instead of the regular one because it's more hydrating and I have dry under eyes. And this one is fabulous for me. It has great coverage and it works very, very good with my under eyes. Doesn't give me irritation or anything like that, or doesn't make them drier, because when the concealer is very drying, it emphasizes wrinkles or any fine lines, and this one doesn't do that at all. You can see it's very has a great coverage. And I love like the satin finish of the foundation plus the concealer because it looks like skin. I remember the first brand that I actually bought stuff online was E.L.F. And when I started as a makeup artist, the very first lip palette that I made it with E.L.F. Lip colors, so like lipsticks. I depot them and put them in a makeup palette, and that's how I started working. And it was working for me because the lipsticks last long, and since I was using them to basically retouch or do very basic makeup, I didn't need anything that was too saturated in color or anything too like that it would look too much on the model, because here where I live in Florida, we do a lot of natural looks, beach looks and stuff like that, so you don't need anything too saturated on the lips because you're always doing natural looks. So the pigmentation from the lipsticks were amazing for me, were working fine. So that is my story with E.L.F. That's how I discovered them. And then I started like buying more stuff from the brand and use it on me, not in my kit anymore, because this is considered a drugstore brand and an affordable brand, and sometimes that doesn't look good on your kit. And I don't care, I really don't care, but people care. So I started using it on myself, and I do love the brand. I think the brand is amazing. It has very quality of products, and for the price, I mean, it's great. And I'm going to set my base first before I finish the eyes. I'm going to be using for that the Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. This is one of my favorite powders from the brand. And I use this one to set the face. And then my under eyes, I use another one, which I'm gonna show you guys. I like to set my face with a little bit of powder because I have oily skin. So this prevents the foundation to move around or to break apart. Not because I want to look matte, because I don't like to look too matte. I just want my foundation to last a little bit longer, and that's it. And that's why I'm applying it this way and not with the beauty blender or with a sponge or anything like that, because I don't want a lot of payoff. I just want to set the liquid. And now I'm going to use for my under eyes. You can see that I use it a lot because the brand is already erased, and it's this one, which is the Prime and Stay Finishing Powder in light medium, and I use it to set my under eyes. This powder is amazing. Every time that people tell me to recommend them any powder from the drugstore, I always say that one. It's very inexpensive and it sets the makeup under your eyes very nicely, because I don't know what it has. I haven't read the ingredients, but it must have something that is moisturizing to the face, because it blurs the under eyes. You're gonna see it right now when I apply it. It blurs the under eye very nice, and it also like moisturize. Like you can see that it doesn't make the skin to look dry. So let me do it in one eye so you can see the difference. Like look, here I have it on and here I don't have the powder, and you can see this side is very blurred and it looks very nice, but it doesn't look like cakey or anything like that. So this powder is amazing. I love this powder, I'm sorry. And I like to put a little bit in the center of the face, but I love this powder. It's beautiful. Okay, I apply a little bit of bronzer off camera, and now I'm going to use the blush. And for blush, I'm using the Radiant Peach. I really don't know if this one has a name, but it looks like this. And let me use my brush. This blush has a little bit of shine to it, like a little bit of glitter, maybe. Not glitter, it's like a satin finish blush. So it's gonna give you a little shine to it, but it's looking beautiful. Yeah, it will give you a little glow, but it's very soft, a very soft glow. I like to apply here in the nose and a little bit whatever is left in the brush. I applied here. And for highlighter, I'm going to be using the 24K gold highlighter, and I'm gonna use the highlighting brush, the highlighting blush. I'm gonna be using, oh my god, I'm so tired, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna be using from E.L.F. also the highlighting brush. Oh my god. I love this highlighter also. I use it a lot every day. It has a beautiful finish. It's more like a rose gold than a gold shade. So the combination of the highlighter with the blush It's very nice, it's very cute, and you can see it gives a lot of glow. And I like to emphasize it a little here, a little bit more. Perfect. For my brows, I'm going to use the E.L.F.'s brow pencil, and this, oh, the shade is neutral brown. This is also another product that I use a lot. I like the pigmentation. It lasts a long time because I have used it for work, and I sweat a lot when I work because I work mostly outside when I do photo shoots or any other jobs. I always do location, and I sweat a lot because Florida is a freaking oven. And this one has lasted a long time whenever I work, and it doesn't move or anything. And the pigmentation is great. You can see I did this side already, and the brow looks full and beautiful. Great. That's it. Gonna move to the bottom lid now, so we can finish the eyes. And using JKissa's palette, I'm going to take the color Sari. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And I'm gonna dab it very close to the lash line. And I'm going to connect the top part with the bottom. This is a very simple look. I didn't want it to go crazy, so you guys can do it very quick. I'm gonna use the shade Tropicana from the Retro Paradise palette for the inner part, and I'm going to connect both shades. And I'm going to take, let me clean this brush because I want to use the same one. And I'm going to take the the shade Sea Salt from the Retro Paradise palette, which is a shimmer shade, but it's like a white shimmer. And I'm going to use it here in the inner part, very, very close to, on the teardrop, the tear dot, whatever. Very, very, like, concentrated here. Not taking it too far. Let me remove a little bit the fallout. I'm not using this one. Just to give some shine to the center, like to the inner part of the lid. Yeah. I'm going to apply mascara and I'll be right back. Okay. Now that I finished my mascara, let's move to the lips. And I'm gonna be using for the lips this beautiful color from the Retro Paradise collection. Is the lip liner number, I think they have numbers, it doesn't say, but it's like the most pinkish one from the collection. They come together in a bundle with a lip gloss. So this is more of the pinkish one. And I'm going to line my lips with it. I want something very neutral because the eyes are the main thing over here. They're very creamy. I like them. And this color is beautiful. I'm almost filling the lips out with it. Over drying a little bit. And I'm going to use this lipstick in the shade Beautifully Bare. It's a satin finish lipstick. It's a beautiful nude. I love, and it's super creamy. It feels awesome in the lips. I don't know if they still have it because I had that as a gift in one of the purchases. So I'm not sure if it's because they don't have it anymore. And this is the for lip gloss. I'm going to apply a little bit of lip gloss. This is the Retro Paradise lip gloss in the shade A Moment. Just in the center. Okay, and this is the final look. As you can see, it's a colorful purple look, but very easy to do. I know you guys are gonna be able to do it at home if you have all of these products. I definitely recommend, if you haven't tried anything from E.L.F., that you do, and it's a very affordable but good quality of product, and I think you're gonna love everything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with your friends that would like this type of information. And I guess I see you next time. Bye bye.
Yo. Yo.